Day9TV is the guy who got the first sub button on Twitch. Oh my god, really? I didn't know that. That's cool. Okay, so let's see. Let's get started.
Because I feel. Am I insane? Because I feel insane. Okay, half of you saying yes, half of you saying no. Perfect. This is the path from the tutorial. What? So I got to the end of the tutorial? So let me make sure I got this fucking straight, okay? I want to be really clear about what is happening in my mind's eye. All right? Okay. I'm going to try not to cry. I played World of Warcraft Classic last week. What happened then? I enter into a field in front of a building, and there's a dude saying, "Go kill boars." Sir, yes, sir. It's slow, it's bland. I see a lot of places to go. I start completing some quests. There's a genteel pace. I open up more and more and more and more. This world shrouded by fog, and as I wander through it, more is revealed. My curiosity guides me. The high levels of enemies stop me. That interplay guides me for like 10 hours. And I'm like learning some magic. I'm getting some skills. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of slick, thick, solid, and tight. And so I think, hey, I heard WoW retail is a pretty cool way to tap into WoW as a brand new gamer.
Okay.
Maybe you didn't enjoy the hardcore mechanics of 2004's WoW. Class, that's okay. Blizzard has a retail modern experience for you.
Yeah.
So this Tuesday, let's see, 4 hours ago, I said, I'm going to open WoW retail, and I just hit play. It dumps me on an island where there's a bunch of people where I have to save my son. The son's like, oh, you saved me, you have to kill harpies now. And I don't know, a gnome thing, a gadget man, taped me to like a helicopter to fly up and then like fly back down and like ride a huge...
Okay, so he's talking about Exile's Reach, which is a new tutorial zone area where like you have to go through it if you have not played WoW before. It's for the new player's experience. And I went through it recently. I actually also brought a friend of mine who I got into the game to go through it too, because they were brand new to WoW. They'd never played. They had a really good experience with it, and I thought it was quite good. So I don't know what he's about to say. But I liked it because basically it shows you how the little mechanics of WoW work in a pretty easily to digest format. So it shows you things like, here's a quest item, like here is a quest. For this quest you need to pick something off the ground. Okay, like it's showing you this basic kind of stuff that you wouldn't know if you're. It's good for someone who's like maybe not even a gamer.
Or at some points I learned some button pressing, different abilities. It's telling me to drag things. I'm killing some dudes. I'm dragging loot over to my equipment.
Yeah.
For the most part, I would say in the tutorial island, 20 to 25% of it was me actually playing a game. 75% of it was dialogue and people that I guess I'm never gonna see again. Maybe some of them were at the gates and I don't know, I'm gone. I got on a boat just now. Like all these people trying to compel me to do things while it's just stapling information to my forehead. And I'm just sitting here with so many staples and post-it notes on my face, and I'm like, God, why do I need to learn all of this? And it's just like, what? It said it pretty clearly. I mean, sure, I suppose, but that's not really my problem. The problem that I had with the tutorial is it was so much contextless information.
Okay.
With such little gameplay. But that's okay. It's shoving information down my throat. I'm doing the UHF, drinking from the fire.
Yeah, I think that like it was meant to be this whole sort of like encapsulated story experience too, where like there's this crisis going on the island, and you meet the people that you're going to be helping out, and then you meet this lady, and you see there's like cultists and they're trying to do something bad, and like there's a whole little narrative too that they've woven in together with all the tutorial mechanics. But I can definitely see how someone might not want to deal with all the extra shit and just kind of find things out more organically, like in the style of classic WoW, where you just literally just throw me into the world and let me fight and figure stuff out as I go. The tutorial zone is pretty hand-holdy, which might not be to everyone's taste.
Which, for any millennials watching, hopefully you get the reference. For any Zoomers watching, just trust me, it's gone forever. It then brings me to Stormwind. Great. This self-isolated tutorial island did have some merit in terms of showing me the basic flow of the game. It
Yeah.
brings me to the whole
That's the
world. I
point.
can now go anywhere I want to go. I go back to the original area and have a brief moment of, the familiarity, the pacing, the slow grind and growth of the game. But I say, no. I'm not done with the tutorial. I derailed myself. I have to go back. I go back to the city where I get into a car that drives me to a horse that I ride to an inn that I then go from to a boat where all of a sudden I'm watching like
Car. They have an Uber? Wait, what? You drive the car to go to the end of the... I don't know. I play Night Elf. We don't have cars. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, the characters from Frozen yelling at each other.
Or human.
And I'm on the ship. I'm not in any of the cutscenes. It's just not about me anymore. I'm just on this boat. And now I'm in a jail. And my jailmate is just like, beat the shit out of me. So I do. And now we're breaking people out of jail. And I'm still not playing a game. I want to cast spells. I want to cast spells.
Go
on
grind
things.
them. Go
Where
grind
are my spells
them.
to cast? I'm like so confused, man.
You don't have to do this. Do you? Or actually, do you have to do it? Like, if you don't want to do the campaign at all, do you have to do it? Like, can you just like go to Northshire and accept all those quests normally and do that?
I don't understand, because this is like the most played MMO
He's
of all
talking
time.
at the beginning
and I'm like
of
sitting here
BFA.
and everyone's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the beginning of BFA. Oh, that's what he's talking about, right? Because he's with Flynn Fairwind. Okay, that's right. Because with Chromie Time, you pick the expansion that you want to level through, and he must have picked BFA. And I think that might be the default. And so now he's being taken into this whole expansion experience. Yeah, it's... If you're just clicking through, I think it will pick BFA.
This is a really weird expansion here, and I'm just I want to
Yes.
Frost Mage.
Oh wait, no, you said you have to, as a new player, do BFA. Oh, so it doesn't... as a brand new player, you have to pick BFA. I liked the Cold Tears intro though. I feel like it's a pretty solid in terms of a leveling experience, but it's not like it's not a pure grind. It's not like a classic type grind.
Cast spells, one thing's be really, really, really cold around me as I freeze them and I cast things. Like I don't. And this is the thing. People keep saying to me, yeah, they really dumbed retail down. I'm actually just so confused. I don't know. I literally feel like I've just been doing it wrong. That's what I feel like.
That's
it feels
so
like one of
crazy.
those movies where like a high school.
This is honestly so crazy for me to hear, but it's very interesting because, like, it's hard. It's really hard for me to understand the perspective of someone that never played WoW at all, who's like lost here, because my brain, like, I played so much WoW when my brain was still developing that it's like I have had the brain rot baked in before my brain was fully formed. So this is honestly completely fascinating to me that like you're you're struggling here. But it's honestly it's a helpful perspective. And you're like, because in my mind, right? In my mind, the retail leveling experience, especially straight into an expansion like BFA that's relatively recent, that I felt like had a really smooth and streamlined experience. In my mind, I always thought that that is the most easy, smooth way to get into leveling and doing all the quests that you can do in Modern WoW. So this reaction is crazy to me. Like I don't think I would have expected this.
Tail down. I'm actually just so confused. I don't know. I literally feel like I've just been doing it wrong. That's what I feel like. It feels like one of those movies where like a high school student is in Italy and they somehow think she is the secret agent for the CIA, so she gets swept up into the mission. That's what I feel like. But the thing is, this isn't a fictional movie. This is my life, and I'm just still confused. So I guess I'm going to help Flynn Fairwind, who I hope isn't in here for, like, child murder. I hope isn't a bad person.
What?
The first introduction I had to Flynn was him asking me to punch him, and now I'm hoping that all these people that I've broken out are killing what I assume are innocent guards. And now I'm just gonna go out. I mean, there's so much that I'm crossing.
But in Classic, the first quest you get is to go kill the innocent kobolds. Did you ever think about them? Huh? When the Northshire guard is like, oh yeah, these kobolds, they're vermin, they're disgusting, they're little rat people. Go fuck them. Is that fine? Is that okay? And now you're worried about Flynn Fairwind. I mean, come on. Are we gonna pay attention to the story or not?
My fingers about as I step into what still may not wind up being a game. Okay? So let's find out if we can do a game.
Are you thirsty? I'm thirsty.
Am I thirsty? I'm so fucking confused. You can invite another player to your group by right-clicking on their portrait. Okay.
You're overthinking this. Straight up. Straight up, you are overthinking this. You need to think less about what you're doing, and you're gonna be having a better time. Really. That's all. That's really probably the best advice. I think you would just think too hard about it. Don't worry. Like, if you're thirsty, oh yeah, you know, do what most people do and be like, oh no. Okay, what's the quest? Oh, like that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's like, are you thirsty? Okay, like, close this. I feel without additional context, this just.
You don't need more context. What other context do you need? Are you thirsty or not? You're looking for context, so you don't need it.
Why you start BFA anyways? Real number, Jay. I'll be honest with you. That doesn't mean anything at all to me. I'm following instructions.
What is going on in there?
Yeah, what is?
Like you started a riot.
What is going on? I mean, like, the escalation is incredible. Cool.
You know
it's
what?
Like cooking tutorial.
Here's another thing too. It's okay to not know what's going on when you're new as well. That's fine. Like, I think you should try to expect that you won't know what's going on when you're in a new game, or like that's a natural part of the experience. You just kind of gotta go with the flow a little bit. Don't worry about it too much.
Where episode 1 is assembling a sandwich using cheese and deli meat, and episode 2 is butcher a cow.
What?
Like I don't know how. I have no idea why I'm here. Should I? Sorry, I didn't mean to punch the microphone. Should I keep doing this? Do I keep doing this?
Did you read the quest?
Draw the rest of the fucking MMO. Exactly, Burner Man. Oh my god. Oh.
Did you read the quest? I mean, you should, like...
Okay, so Ghost says this is basically the end of the tutorial merging into battle for Azeroth. Oh, so that's what BFA means. Okay. Okay, so the name of the expansion is Battle for Azeroth. And that's what you mean when you say BFA. Because when I saw BFA, my brain was trying to think of a noun that began with A, that was big fucking something. Like, that's what I assumed that you were saying. And then when all of you were saying Battle for Azeroth, most of you weren't capitalizing, like, with proper nouns, so I just thought that you were colloquially being like,
what
yeah, no, you did the tutorial, then it's time to battle for Azeroth. I was like, that's a weird way to say you go level. All right,
oh my God.
There's some cultural, mismatch happening where I don't get what the words you're saying.
Dude, I feel like you're going to be really confused in any game. Like, when you find out about FFXIV and our expansion SB and the other expansion SB.
Let's talk to Talia.
Dude, you're gonna be so confused in any game. Oh man, I do this too and I'm jumping. I do this too, I'm trying to jump on something. I'm like, actually relatable. Oh my god, it's hysterical. Dude, every person has had this experience. You made it. You made it.
All right, come on, Talia. I know exactly where I'm going. There's a giant glowing hedron to go. Oh, this is not the right way. There's a giant glowing hedron that will at least show me my destination. How do I get over to you? up here? Dude,
Honestly, I got confused there too.
it's just so sick.
Yeah, I honestly got
I mean,
I did this exact same thing actually. Because I do not have a good sense of direction. So I have been through this.
The art is beautiful. Nautikin says the art department has hard carried Blizzard for a long while now, I feel. I actually think that's such an unfair statement.
Yeah, that's actually so mean and so rude and so incorrect to say that. And the art team has spoken out about that as well. The art team has been like, hey, can you guys stop saying that? Like, can you guys stop putting down our coworkers to give us a compliment? Because we don't appreciate it. And I completely agree. Like, stop. If you like the art, say you like the art, but you don't need to use that to be like, oh, well, the art team is carrying it. That's so shitty. Like, stop it.
Because that implies that it's not part of the experience. It's just this, like, extra thing that's like, oh.
Yeah, it's
When
so
it comes to
gross.
staying alive, calories are really doing a lot of heavy lifting. Like, yeah, of course. Like, this. Like, oh, you mean one of the most important and difficult parts of making a good game is the thing that has been causing them to succeed with respect to their peers that just across the board have worse art? Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, it's like Tiger Woods' golf swing has really been carrying his golf career.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, I don't.
This guy's hilarious.
What do you want me to do with that? Like what department's been fine? You know what? Tell me the department that's bad. What's the department that's bad? Engineering, obviously not. It runs buttery smooth. Besides the 10 server kicks. That's right. Okay, you know what? You're right, Beefy TV. I got kicked a lot my first day of playing WoW.
Oh, you did?
The tutorial department, great point. The tutorial department definitely is going to have some hands on the hips from me when I meet them. All right.
The market hosts travelers from all over Azeroth. There are many taverns.
I liked it.
This one's mine.
And I actually think that for most people, the tutorial is fun. I think that it's probably, if they were to make the tutorial in the style of classic WoW, where it's grindy and like, you know, the old way as the default way, I think that would probably not be as effective as the way that they've chosen to go with it. I'm not saying that the way that he would probably prefer isn't better for him and better for some people, but they have to pick one that they think is going to suit the most number of people, like the majority of people. The majority of people need the tutorial that's going to be short, and like he even said, shows me how everything works. You know, that's what it does.
I spend a lot of time in here, pestering travelers.
But
to tell
I
me their
have a
stories,
rewards card.
especially folks from the
It
east
tracks
and
my
west.
miles traveled and lets me get free complimentary breakfast at the inn. Where is this? Where is this office? Is it behind here?
Oh my god.
Is it through here? I feel like such an idiot. I hate these little diamonds that show up
These
on the
are-
screen.
yeah.
It's so fucking
Totally.
misleading. Dragon
I
Dice,
get so
have you fought
confused
anything
here.
yet?
I got lost
some
with my first-
BFAs on the way in, to be honest. Are you kidding me? It's down here?
What?
Read the quest, maybe it'll tell you where it is. I'm sorry, they've added all these great accessibility features. So I just keep rubbing my face against walls like I'm a cat leaving pheromones or some shit.
This is really the experience I can relate to so hard. Earlier I was like, no, I've been playing WoW for so long. I was like, you know, brain rot, which is true. But I also still have a really poor sense of direction. And I go through this all the time. I have to memorize the layout of places because it's not intuitive to me in the beginning. I wish that they would have something like how Genshin Impact has, where if you're lost and you see me, if anyone has seen me play Genshin Impact and try to find a quest objective, you know, like this is horrible. Like trying to see me do the Fortress of Maripede was truly horrific. But Genshin Impact, they think about that, and what they do is they have the best strategy. You can press V on your keyboard when you're lost, and it will light up a little golden trail, like how Skyrim has that clairvoyant skill that will light up the trail, and you just follow the line to where you're meant to go, like in Stanley Parable, the adventure line. That's what I need in every game, because I cannot find my ass with both hands.
I lost my mother when the scourge hit Lordaeron. The father sent me hair raised from the war. Probably going, oh, let's go. Wow, that was...
Did you just
No
skip-
wonder they removed... You need to be close to interact with the target. I'm going to
skip
go
reading all that
insane.
stuff? That was important.
There's a little circle, and the little circle's taunting me, just the way you taunt me. You're all little circles, aren't you? I swear to God, I'm going to find this one on my own, because I'm a gamer. I'm back in here again.
It's
I don't believe
inside
it.
the office.
Did I find it?
You found it.
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah, you found it.
There it
The
is.
Master's office is just through here.
Is it?
Yeah, it would be nice if she could have said that way ahead of time. Like, hey girl, can you show me where it is?
Wow.
She helped a lot.
You're saying that the most shitty way. I know it was hard for me.
Oh, look, it's like properly right here, as it's always been.
Is this retail? No, actually, this is real life. What?
Stand down! Don't you know who that is?
No! I don't know who anyone is.
King Greymane, it is an honor. You are free to remain in the harbor on my authority.
What was any of this?
Talia, for family.
When am I gonna get to play a game?
For the Lord
Shake his hand.
And had her own
Hear Cyrus's tale?
as a traitor.
Is this... Don't tell me this is...
Oh, look, it's Twitch chat. Hey. Hey, Twitch chat. Hey, what's up? Twitch chat, always there when you need them.
Cyrus.
Why would you?
Oh my god.
These old... Humor an old knight for a moment, would you?
No?
I was in a battle many
You're
years.
killing me.
It was
He's gonna tell you a story.
tough to keep them all straight.
This is
Oh
a good
my
story,
God.
listen.
Orcus juggernaut struck our transport. Splinters from the stubborn one. Refused to leave before the war.
Don't look at it like that. Listen to his cool story.
Won. So he patched himself up.
Oh my god, I feel like people that watch Final Fantasy 14 people do the main story quest. This is the experience that viewers have. I'm like, react harder, pay attention to the story. It's key. It seems like he doesn't care about the story. I mean, it's WoW. It's fine. You don't have to care about the story. But I'm on. Why am I like this?
Splinters from the stubborn one. Refused to leave before the war was won. So he patched himself up. Never saw.
All right, there we go. I figured out a way to solve that problem. I mean, when am I going to get to fight anything? I mean, my God, I went through a tutorial, ran through town to get to another set of cutscenes. I'm going to town. Let's see if it's...
Can't believe you muted old man Cyrus telling you his cool story about the war.
She is misguided. Her advisors have kept her.
All right, there we go. Like, I mean,
Oh my
this
god.
is-
Oh my god. That's so
Just
toxic.
Turn that back down for a moment.
How
Wait.
dare you? After all he's been through, doesn't he just sit down, you know, grab a tankard of ale and sit down there and listen to his tale of the times?
We're done? Can I play the game?
Finally, some action. Stay on course. Duty calls. Stay on course.
Dismissed. Honor guide you.
Speak with someone.
Remain vigilant.
Damn, Dan, I'm not reading any of
Here's
it.
what you need to do. Listen to me. You need to go out into the world. You need to find boars in Elwyn Forest. And you just need to fight them. One after another. That's it. There won't be any story. There won't be any quests. There will only be you leveling very slowly, fighting the boars in Elwyn Forest. I think that's really the type. That's really the way that you should go about
I'd
playing.
love to pay a monthly subscription to a real-time action MMO so I can read. Listen, I love reading, but when I want to read, I get a book and I read.
What?
You know what I mean? You
No,
what
I don't know what you
did
mean.
For Classic?
No, because if you play a game where you read, then you don't have to read books. If you play the game where you read the story, then it's as good as reading books, but you don't have to read books, which is boring. You can play a video game instead. So that way, you'll still be smart, like people who read books, but you don't have to do anything hard like read books. So that's why you should pay attention to the story.
Because it was the only way to play. It made me play. And I
What
had
the-
to read so that way I could know where to go. I'm upset too, sweetheart. I'm so ready to play World of Warcraft.
Excellent. Hero, Talia will get you up to speed.
Come back with stories. Kultiris is made up of several major houses. They were unified under Dalin Proudmoore's leadership, but that gradually changed.
He's
after
so
his
bothered
death.
right now.
When do you play the game?
Lord Admiral Catherine Proudmoore now rules in his place,
Okay,
commanding both the military and the guard.
got it.
Faust Waycrest has been a loyal valet to the north.
Oh,
but
all the way to
Tidesavers
the
of
north,
House
okay.
Stormson finding our
This
missing
has to be.
This is so crazy. It's such a totally different experience than what I did. Because I love this. Like, I'm watching this, I'm like, oh my goodness. Wow, look at this cool autumn, like, eternal autumn forest. It looks a little spooky. Okay, and you're telling me House Wavecrest has been in charge there. Okay. And now you say that, oh, okay, and there's this beautiful Stormsong Valley that's to the north. Maybe I should go there. Okay, who's in charge of the Tide Sages? Okay, what kind of stuff are they? What is a Tide Sage? Is that like a shaman? That's what I'm doing.
All the way to the north.
So he's like, this is wild.
This has to be the last one. This has to be the last one coming up.
I can't believe that someone is bothered by this.
Okay.
We can do this.
It's cool.
Finally, some action.
And you get XP without having to do anything.
Big lead of yours.
Even better.
About Ashvane having a new gunpowder.
Do I do something that isn't talking to people?
How is
Use the
Water
pistol.
barrel shot.
making new weapons all
Fire
He's gonna hate this. He's gonna hate
pistol at the barrel.
Not like this. Then.
I thought that this was a fantasy role-playing game.
Mind giving our skeptical
All right.
colleagues-
Oh,
was that?
who are you in the context of this game? I have no idea, Fire Spoon.
Listen, the reason that you don't have any idea what's going on is because you're not paying attention. If you paid attention to the story and you paid attention to the quests, then maybe you wouldn't be as confused as you are.
People just keep trusting me with information and handing me guns to shoot at barrels. Like, it's crazy. Dude, these absolute Olympian rowers just...
If he read, exactly, if he read the 20 lore books.
Flying through the... I mean, this is dangerous to be nearby.
I'm gonna tell Noble about
speed
this.
limit signs, but we're definitely going past the speed limit. If someone steps in front of us, they're gonna lose a limb.
Actually, though, it is a really good point someone made, and I actually do agree. Now that I'm seeing a perspective of someone who's completely different from me, it's helpful because it just shows you how different players are, right? Like, one player will eat this up and be like, oh my god, this is so cool, it's so amazing. Another player is like, oh my god, this sucks. Like, I hate this. You know, I want to fight. And yet, as an MMO, we were talking about this earlier today, that's why it's so difficult to run an MMO, because you have to appease so many different kinds of people. But I think that it's actually not a bad idea to have a toggle of some kind at the start where you can choose, yes, I want to have a classic style leveling experience. Like, I just want to travel around, pick up quests, read it, maybe not read it, and grind. And that's it. Like, I think that should be an option instead of this is really, really different from that.
That is so fucking sweet.
And like, in terms of someone like trying to see it from his point of view, someone who only wants to fight, I can see how this would be frustrating if I wasn't me.
I'm doing content. 2. Hold on, I'm gonna go talk to this urchin worker. I find retail. Insane. It's one of those insane things I've ever seen. Insane, good or bad. I mean, just like insane in the sense of the word insane. It's just like, it's so unhinged. It's just, welcome to the game, do this, go here, turn this in, here's 50 spells. Now, turn this guy into a sheep, now hit him. Hit him as hard as you can. I mean, and it's just throwing story at me and throwing lore and telling me to...
Turn this guy into a sheep. Now hit him. Hit him as hard as you can. Bro, it's like...
do stuff.
That's what you do as a mage, though. That's your job.
Seems pretty cool. Frost.
You picked the job to do that. Hey, it's it's the spells and stuff. That's what you wanted,
Blizzard,
right?
barrier, lance, icicles. What in the f? It's right.
Oh god, you're gonna
Oh,
have to read that too.
I did it. All right. Okay, hold on. Everyone just calm down.
You are gonna have to read your skills.
Unbelievably tight. Incredibly sick. Yes! That is what I am talking about.
Okay.
Dude, this combat is really fun.
Combat is fun.
Holy 2! 2, you guys, you bastards. You 2.
Oh my god, you're dying!
2.
You're screwed. You are screwed.
2.
Oh, we made it!
B. Eats.
You need to learn about Blink, friend.
Look at all these people fucking watching me be bad. These are like the perverted cultists at the end of the movie Hereditary. They're just watching horrible things happen with their creepy grins and no clothes on.
Was that bots? It was a bunch of characters in the same outfit.
2. Flick. 2.
Oh my god, Noble, you're here! I just mentioned.
3.
Did you see this video already?
2. Dude, I can't believe I'm gonna complete a quest that actually involves gameplay. This is so sick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. Oh my god. All the innocents.
They're
This is
not.
what it feels like whenever I try to engage with someone on Twitter.
Yeah,
This is
actually,
amazing watching someone play WoW for the first time. It's
so
weird.
based. So
Yeah,
based.
because like my understanding of WoW players is that they're really upset all the time, and they just log in for 10 hours a day and are just fucking miserable. Brush
What?
their teeth, they have black tar for blood, and every single thing that Blizzard does is bad because it is for the casuals and not for them.
That's not how it is. There's some people like that, but not most people, I think, anymore.
Yeah, I mean the game. I mean, both games are pretty fun now that I can play the game.
Wow, that was really fun to watch, but it was so crazy. Like, basically, this is the complete opposite of how I would react to a game, like any game. It's like it's such a different way than I would ever approach a game, because I I love being immersed in the world, and I love reading about the story and hearing about the different like areas and exploring and just, you know, taking it all in. And combat, you know, that'll come. Like I like combat, but it's just a piece of the puzzle for me. It's not the whole pie. And but this was extremely hilarious. Like, this guy is super funny, so I really enjoyed watching it. Even though it was like, sometimes he's like, oh, I'm just so confused, I don't know what's going on, but he's like not reading the quest, so it's just kind of I think he might have stressed himself out a little bit too much by feeling like he needs to understand everything straight away. But you really don't need to. But I also think that it pointed out an issue that some players could find with a game, where you're forced to look at lots of like exposition, lots of setup quests and stuff that maybe a person like him won't care about. And so I'm sure it's going to be helpful feedback for devs. I'm sure they watched it and thought about it. Hey. Both. Sometimes I want to experience the story. Sometimes I just want to kill stuff. Yeah. But I think that a lot of times, like, if I go into a new game, I'm expecting there to be a fair bit of exposition before I can actually get into the meat of things. But yeah, it's hard to please everybody. You know, if they made it super, super combat focused and like not a lot of quests and not a lot of exposition, people would be complaining about that. People would be like, oh my god, I don't know anything about these characters of this world. I can't believe they just like they half-assed it so much, and the only one is grinding mobs, and then what happened to all this story, and I don't even like, you know, people would complain just as much. Another way. So it's pretty obvious that Blizzard tries to pick a way that is gonna appease most people. Yeah. I've seen this. It was really funny though. It was so much fun to watch. The guy is hilarious. Yeah.